Right, how you all doing? I just post video about sleep, then a video about procrastination. Just uploaded the sleep one, right? You know, get to bed when you can. Don't stay up. Get to bed. Get to bed. 2:30 in the morning. Do as I say, not as I do. I'll see you in a couple hours, maybe. Right, and that's up, dressed, kids fed, bags packed, dog walked, nailing it. Though, you know, dressed as far as dress can be, you know, but it's the bonus. I can do whatever I want. I'm not required to wear a suit. Uniform is flexible. And yes, I do walk around looking like this. Knackered. See, now that broken clock, that's a morale godsend. I'm telling you. I mean, other than the fact that right now I'd be late for getting the kids from school, that'll be fine. I'm not actually late to get the kids from school, but I have hours of time in the day. Time has stopped. I can do whatever I want. It's cool. There's always enough time. There's always enough time. Till after midnight. Then I crumble, because then that means I only have a couple hours until I have to get up again. So as soon as you realise the trick, once the trick is broken, right, what to do? Nothing really. Tag up, deliver. One day, actually no, I'm having some pickups, but one day, my hair might actually grow back. Keep the stress low. Now getting into the groove. Today has been mentally smooth. Hair hasn't grown back yet, but you know, I think I'm asking too much for de-stressing. 2 projects that I have lined up that were due to arrive today, but I'm going to save one for tomorrow. 1, flash this Nexus 6. I've just got through the post for a couple bucks. I'm going to flash this with Lineage OS and de-Google it. So I can use it in place of my Nexus 5 that I de-Googled a couple of years ago. But this is using a custom build of Lineage so that it will run on the Nexus 5. This will run the latest beta. No, not latest beta. It's 18. Lineage 18. So I've got a customer 17 on the 5. Lineage 18 on this. It's not the newest, but it'll do the job. It's actually built quite nicely. I like de-Googled phones. If you ever want to disconnect a bit and get the productivity up, the distractions down, de-Google your damn phone. And I guess kind of handy for the privacy conscious. But today, I'm a bit of a headphone whore. And a while ago, I got gifted a pair of these. The Logitech G333 gaming earbuds. Right? Mainly because they're the KDA edition and they have my lead character, Ari, the Nine-Tailed Fox, on them. But these are neat, okay? They're a USB-C and 3.5mm gaming set of earbuds, right? And they were great. There were some complaints. The great is the surprising bit. I was very, very surprised. They're cheap. They're built okay. Flat cable, which was a bit weird. They are uncomfortable as all sin, at least in my ears. And they are very, 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 very bassy. I mean, really bassy. Like, no, I can't. I don't know, like Barry White bassy, like really bassy, yeah. But the saving grace of these, oh my god, for a gaming headset, the microphone was fucking phenomenal, especially on my voice. A few people heard me talking through it. I'm like, oh wow, is that like one of your other, like, is that one of your bigger microphones? No, it was like a 30-40 quid gaming set of earbuds. And so I took this comfort just to be able to toss them in my bag and go, mate, that's rad. Like, this was kind of one of my go-to streaming setups for a little while just because it was convenient. But if you ever look on Amazon, these tend to get bad reviews. Not so much for the discomfort, not so much for the bass heaviness, but for the build quality. And people will often complain about the left ear just giving out. Like, mate, I've lost audio in my left ear, 1 out of 5 or whatever. But here's the thing, it happened to me, and I was really surprised because I babied these because, well, they were a gift for a start. But it wasn't the earbuds that broke. You'd normally expect the connection on the earbuds to break, but because they're 3.5mm with a USB-C DAC, audio sound card on them, so let's not complicate things too much. What I don't think a lot of people realise was, right, I tried them with a bunch of other earbuds. I tried them with, like, a bunch of different Moondrop earbuds, a bunch of KZ earbuds, tried them with a couple of pairs of my actual headphones. Left channel didn't work. It was the sound card that broke. But I tried other USB-C sound cards and they work again. But the other USB-C sound cards aren't quite as sensitive as the one that came with them. I mean, these are really nice. Minus the bass heaviness and the slight kind of discomfort as you jam them in your ears. These are actually pretty nice. I really liked having them in my bag. They were great. And they actually started to sell me on Logitech as a brand for something that was reasonable quality with the exception of their webcams, but they're okay. Okay. They're not going to be a top-of-the-line headset. But it sold me on the idea of a pair of IEMs. A lot of my other IEMs have decent microphones to in-ear monitors. But I have this fucking big wibbly thing attached to my face, right? And if you just have like a cable hanging down and it goes there, all of a sudden every time I talk, my beard just goes over the microphone and all you can hear is like beard rustle and clothes rustle and it's just not cool, right? So like my Moondrop shoes, a bunch of the KZ stuff, anything with a dangly down microphone would just get caught up in this thing, and it was a nightmare. So what I wanted was a pair of IEMs with a boom mic, and so I did a wee bit of looking around, and I don't know how recent this has been, because when I looked a while ago, I didn't find any, but I've got 2 pairs. One's coming Thursday, and a pair that's turned up today. I picked up a pair of Turtle Beach Battle Buds. I mean, look at that, look. It's an IEM with a boom mic on it. And I'm hoping this will sound as good, mic-wise, as these. The reason the microphone didn't rustle on these is because it's a rigid-ass cable that's flat and coming out to the side, and it would hold the microphone out to the sides as you put them in your ears. So it wouldn't actually come to a point here. Like, you'd be able to tension it here, and the microphone would hang out here somewhere. Fantastic pickup. I'm not going to say it's going to be a £200, £300 studio microphone, but just to get some live streaming and a call on, great. I'm hoping these will be the same. Detachable microphone, there's an inline mic on the cable. Let's see how they do with my voice. First thing I've noticed, my God. Well, first off, this project's going to be really fun. I'm not looking for them to beat the G333s in comfort. Not even in sound quality, but if that microphone's decent, I'm gonna be happy. But noticed, my God, those things are huge. Like, what in the name of all things unholy? Like, so the green bit's gonna be what hooks into your ears or around the side of your ear. Not around the side of your ears, because they're not gonna they don't have over ear loops, but My God, look at the chunk coming out of the ass of that. Damn. Although I suppose if you're gonna have to plug a microphone into the side of one of those, that's huge though. Wow. Okay, I'm gonna go plug these into my Zephyrus and wow, those are fucking huge. Like there are probably planar IEMs that would look small compared to those. Fuck. Oh man, got distracted. Spent the day hanging out with the wife. Just loafing, watching TV with the wife. That's not like married code or anything. I have just spent the day hanging out with the wife. So, sons, this is the bonus of getting things done in advance. You get to, hang out and do what you want to do. They're going to watch this. Maybe. Possibly. I don't know. Just don't put off doing your homework. Just fucking do it. So, cool. I'm now about to do Rand Nerds Game Night with Zaber and the Suffolk Ram. It's a live stream over on randnerds.co.uk, the Rand Nerds YouTube channel. Right, but right now I'm just using one of my normal microphones, not particularly high-end microphone, but middle-low microphone, okay? It does the job. It's perfectly fine. It's a condenser. You don't have to crank it too hardcore. It's just here. What I'm going to do is flip over to the Turtle Beaches, right? And I've set them to 75 on Windows Audio, and they're plugged into, not directly into my Zephyrus, but into a cheap USB-C sound card with a TRS connection, which is what these use. Same kind of thing that your phone's got with the extra pole in it, rather than it being tip ring sleeve. It's like tip ring. So you've got the microphone and then left and right. So probably not the right number of R's, probably not the right number of tips, but hey. So I'll swap over to these, and then without changing any settings, I'll just hot swap these in and see what they sound like. I'm not going to go hardcore trying to get the mic placement right. But, yeah, so, sorry if I brushed the mic. Pop these in. These are ridiculously big. Look at that, though. Fucking huge flappy things coming out of my head. So levels aren't going to be balanced, but let's see what this sounds like. So I'll mute this microphone. And now we're on the Turtle Beach Battle Buds, or whatever they're called, man. Comfort-wise, not ideal, but if these sound okay, and the levels are going to be lower, I know that. If these sound okay, I will use these on the game night live stream and see how that comes out. And then after a couple of hours of playing games, I'll know what the comfort's like. In fairness, the G333 333s or whatever they was, they're not horribly uncomfortable, but not ideal. So that's even after changing tips. These are just the stocks. So pull the cable, hot swap these. Ready? So 3, 2, 1. Right, I'm back on the Yeti for a sec, just so you can get a bit of a palette cleanse, although the levels aren't set properly on this either, so they're probably blowing people's ears out. Plug in these. My mic presence right now is terrible too, but this is more for me than anyone else. Right. Microphone goes on the right hand side, and then not ideal because I've got a piercing in that ear. Right, change this over. Mute the Yeti. Right, and this is the Logitech G333. 3, all the other threes. That's not actually that bad. I don't know about how the microphone's going to sound, but I've listened back to some of the other recordings that I've got with these, and when the mic is in just the right place, they sound pretty solid. So, Yeah. I just like this kind of stuff. Just a nice pair of earbuds or whatever you can just lob into your bag, and if they have a reasonable microphone on them, then mega compact setup, right? You don't always need to have a big old microphone or whatever where you have to have another stand, or sometimes a headset's fine. Hey, if I can keep up the fucking Tyler 1, League of Legends Tyler 1 in the audio department, then I'm pretty happy, yeah? And Tyler 1's audio quality is around about the same kind of level as the band that went down with the Titanic. Like now. If you were to listen to that band now, I'd say he sounds, in comparison, and they're fucking dead. Right. Time to play some games. Game night was a success. At least I think it was a success. No, it was neat. Had a bit of a chat with Ram. Had a bit of a chat with Zaber after game night. We talked a bit of guitar, a bit of travel life, which realistically right now I can't do. But no, just a fun little catch-up call. And I used the Battle Buds the entire way through the live stream and the call. And I asked, I was like, hey, yo, what do you think this sounds like? And they're like, oh, yeah, it's pretty good. You know, it's actually, it's pretty solid. It sounds all right. There were some issues with fit because of the wing. They're heavy, they're big, right? So I pushed them into my ears with the regular normal fitting. And they seemed fine, but just partway through I could feel the microphone like rubbing against my cheek, or it had moved down. So I had to change the wing. I had to take it out and take off the tip, try a couple of different tips, and then change the wing midstream to the biggest one so it would actually hook into the top of my ear, like here. And then it seemed okay. Not particularly, it's not like uncomfortable, but you can feel it. Not great, but not terrible. Most IEMs start to kind of ache after a couple of hours anyway, but those weren't too bad. It was just you could feel the poke of the plastic wing that holds them in place in your ear. But I thought they sounded right. I listened to some tunes as well, and they sound fine. They're nothing to really write home about, but for $25 I'm not going to complain. I've also done a bit of audio level tweaky. It's not accurate. I've just boosted them by a few dB. On the Logitechs really needed to be boosted, but I've just boosted them up so they sound reasonable, which is what I would do before I did anything with them anyway. I would give them a bit of a boost to level them out a bit. When I streamed, the levels were pretty low. I should have given them a bit more of a lift, but no, I think they're all right, actually. I really do think they're all right, and I still think the Logitechs are fantastic, albeit the build on that soundcard is jank. The soundcard's fine, just Logitech, just fix it. Like that's terrible. That it's just the right sensitivity for that headset, but just plugging in and unplugging, plugging in, unplugging, it's worn out in like fucking... Well, it had worn out for me in less than a month, and that was quite sad. So, I don't even think they sell them separately. If they did, that'd be great, because on some of my other sound cards I have, you have to bump them up to like 100% to get a decent level out of them, and then apply a gain boost in something like OBS or whatever, just to get it to a reasonable level. But you don't need to do that if you were using the Logitech sound card. With the Battle Buds, though, yeah, they're all right. I just say, apply maybe a 7 decibel pad, maybe a bit more in OBS. Crank them. So however you find they're sensitive, like depending on the sound card you use, obviously. And then, I thought they were all right. I thought they were all right. Are they going to compete with hundreds of pounds worth of microphone? Are they going to, compete with an SM7B, an RE20, my MXL 2003A, some big boy condenser microphones, Neumann or whatever? No, no. But for something that you can put in a pocket or in a bag, or they come with this little pouch, like that'd be great. These are great. Just throw them in your bag and you got a decent groove. At least I think so. Anyway, yeah, I'm having a bit of trouble at the moment. I'm trying to sort out the Nexus 6, but it looks like the battery's spanked in it. The battery and potentially the USB port spanked. I only spent like $30 on it, but that's going to be a nightmare. I don't think I'll stay alive long enough for me to flash the damn thing. I'm near enough set up to flash it,
right now. Turned it on, set up Android, and then enabled debug on it. So I've already done that bit. It's just literally hook it up to the PC and run a bunch of commands, and then you can flash the recovery and all that on it, and stuff. But I'll try and do that tomorrow. I will probably brick it though, because the battery is bad, like really bad. We'll see. I've had an alright day. I'm happy. Got some laughs out of folks today, and yeah. So hope you well. And I'll see you all with a bit of luck in the next one. I wonder what those SteelSeries Tusks are going to be like, because they have the over-ear loops. They'll be way more comfortable, I'm hoping. If the microphone's as good as the Logitech or the BattleBuds, great. They're more expensive, but I'm psyched.